Let's get on board then. Abhishek Goenka, who's founder and CEO at India Forex Advisors, and he joins us live on the show. Abhishek, hi, good to have you. What's your sense coming in for the currency and the kind of global cues that we are seeing and the kind of decline that the emerging market currencies, commodity currencies perhaps have seen? Would you say that the relative strength that the rupee is holding would continue?
Yeah, I mean, this time it's amazing, in the last few years, whenever we have seen a global catastrophe, I think our currency was the first one to get depreciated and, to see 2-3% moves. But this time it's just a reverse. All the global markets are crashing and Chinese markets have gone by 30%. The metal prices have fallen down, but interestingly, the Indian rupee is supported quite well, even after the fact that the rupee is overvalued by around 8 to 10% as per year basis. So I guess it's a tremendous achievement, and I think going forward, at least in the short term, possibly we could see certain strength coming in the rupee till the levels of 63. It looks quite possible because when the entire markets are not doing good, the rupee is strong. So if today we have again started recovery seen in the Chinese markets and various European markets, then possibly rupee could further appreciate. But I think close to 63 levels is the levels we need to watch, because again, the RBI would also be getting into the market to make exports competitive. Exports already are hitting 20% low, recent numbers. So I think 63 to 64 should be the broad band until 63 breaks. Otherwise, it's going to be a broad band of 63, 64 with a slight strength in the short term. But yes, on the medium term, 3, 4, 5 months down the line, we are looking the levels to break 64, 64 half again, and maybe it could head levels of 65 going forward.
Do you expect the rupee to be stable in this quarter, Abhishek? What's your sense? Because in this quarter itself, we would be listening to various things. The global cues are far from over, and the Indian markets as well. Soon we will be getting into the parliamentary session, the monsoon parliamentary session. So which way do you think you would want to tilt when it comes to fundamental watching?
I think, as I said, since the short-term bias is clearly, it's a no-brainer, that the short-term bias is rupee strength. So I would rather sell the dollar rupee maybe at around 63, 70, 80 levels whenever it comes to book my exports. And once it breaks those levels, I think I'll start getting cautious that, the market has started changing its direction. But probably in the range of 63, 64, no clear trend, as in we're not going to see a couple of bugs movement in the coming 1 or 2 months. That's what I feel in the current market scenario.
You talked about rupee on how it has been surprisingly keeping positive, but that's the case with euro as well. While we did see a 6-month lows on that also has rebounded. Does that surprise you?
I think the market has absorbed the entire crisis of Greece. People have now started imagining a eurozone without Greece. And as I was talking some time back also, that the entire bets are so short towards the euro. Everybody's talking about a parity or a 1.05. I think we have kind of seen the lows in the euro. I don't see the euro going below 1.05 very fast now. I think a move towards a 1.14 or 1.15 also looks possible in the coming days once this Greece thing is sorted out, and if they have a definite plan of how they're going to go about sorting things out. If they have a plan, then definitely the euro is going to bounce back again by 3-4 big figures. That's the feeling I get from the markets, because despite all the negative news, euro is not going down. So possibly we could see a knee-jerk bounce back any point of time in euro.
A very quick last word then on the Indian markets as well, because the equity markets have been quite choppy and we have the earnings starting today. How would you want to take cues from all of that?
Yeah, I think the Indian equity markets are doing fine. I think we are seeing significant amount of flows. And I think since the Chinese markets are not good, there is also talks that partially a little bit of funds might look at other emerging markets like India, and that's what we are seeing. We have not seen too much of negative flows happening from the equity markets lately. So I think market should be doing good. I don't think there's going to be a lot of mayhem in the Indian local equity markets. I think buy on dips for the equities, and the dollar rupee, I think sell on any rallies. That's the broad strategy going forward.
All right, Abhishek. We'll keep that in mind. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us a sense on currencies. So even as there's a 0.25% increase in the dollar index, there's a 0.25% increase coming in for the rupee as well. And the Indian markets have seen a turnaround, and that in turn seems to be supporting the sentiment. But with that, that's all the time that we have on Hot Commodities. Thank you so much for watching.